In today's video, I will be showing off the amazing progression of my brand new betta fish. In such a short amount of time, his health has improved immensely, so be sure to stay tuned to watch his journey. Alright, so here he is. Now at this point I had just gotten back from Petco, which is where I bought him from. This is an alien male betta fish. Now like I said, I did get him from Petco, which I know a lot of people like to avoid buying from them, but I just cannot stand to see those poor betta fish up on the shelves. A lot of them suffering just like him right here. Judging by the lack of color, you'll notice that he is very stressed, so I didn't want to wait too long before getting him into my tank. Alright, so here we are. Now before I put him in the tank, I did want to acclimate him a little bit first to the water. So I started off by emptying his little cup around the halfway mark and then filling it back up with the water from the tank. And once I did that, I pretty much just let him sit in that water for around 15 to 25 minutes before adding him into the actual tank. And finally, once all that time was up, I poured him into the tank. And I'm usually known to fill my tanks way too high, so I just had to make sure that I left it a little bit lower than I usually do. And now right here is our first glimpse of him in the tank. So as you can see, he's doing alright. His color is not quite there yet, but he is moving. He doesn't look like he has any illnesses or any types of conditions just yet, so we're off to a good start. And now, like I mentioned before, this is an alien betta fish. And like many other species of bettas, these guys are a highly hybridized species. For his first few minutes while he was in the tank, he spent a majority of it trying to obliterate and eat this Java moss. But don't worry, I did have food on hand, which I did feed to him. And right here, I saw him contemplating life in the reflection of the glass. While he was acclimating, I decided to give a little bit of a tour of the tank. Right up here, I have some golden pothos that I clipped from my campus actually. Down here, I'm just running a internal filter, which I hope to change out with a sponge filter hopefully soon. It's not providing as much flow as I'd really like. As far as the plants go, I have some Anubias variants right here, the smaller variants, which they've grown a lot since I've originally got them. And right here, I have some Java moss as well. I don't like to plant this tank too much just to leave room for my animals or livestock in here. And now off to the side, I figured I would show off my dorm room a little bit. So yes, I am back at college. This is in my dorm. Right here is the cabinet where I actually keep a lot of my fish supplies. So you'll notice I open it up right here. This is where I keep all of my test kits, all of my water changing kits, and all things like that. And I'm not sure if I mentioned it before on this channel, but I am a marine biology major, so of course, pretty much every room that I've ever lived in is going to be marine related, hence why there's all fish or some type of nautical theme going on that you'll see in the room. And back to where I just was, this is my desk where I keep his tank. Back to the betta fish though, he's still doing very well. Now something I would like to point out, you'll notice in not only these videos, but in many other videos that I've posted as well, the camera that I use, which is just an Apple iPhone, tends to make the gravel this very yellow looking color, which is not exactly how it looks in real life. So I just wanted to point that out. But aside from that, he's still doing great, and I'm just going to continue to show off his progress. But first, I decided to feed him a little bit of food. Now, as you saw before, he was biting at all the plants that I had, so I figured he was probably ready to have some food. So I'm starting off by just giving him bloodworms. I noticed that these were floating at the surface and he wasn't really noticing them at first, so I decided to just go in with my tweezers and pretty much like spoon feed them to him. Here you can see he definitely was ready for food and he was attempting to bite the bloodworms. The only thing with these are they are dried out, so as you can see, they float right up to the surface once I let go. I continued to try and spoon feed these to him just because he wasn't really noticing them at the surface, but fortunately this time he did see it fly or float all the way to the top, and there you can see he does manage to actually get a hold of it. And that was just about all the clips that I had taken at this time for today. But tomorrow I will check back in with him just to see where he's at with his health and overall physical appearance. Alright, so now it is the next morning and it's time to check on him. And right away you will immediately notice the deep blue color that he's gained on his body. And right here, I got an absolutely gorgeous shot of him. You'll notice his beautiful scales pretty much got him from head to fin or head to tail, whatever you want to say. You'll notice that beautiful blue iridescent color that you can already see that he's regaining on his body. And now just for reference, this is what these fish are depicted or realistically supposed to look like. So you can see he's taken one massive step closer to looking like that image. And as I was checking him out this morning, I did notice a bit of algae growth on the glass right there. So I'm going to just take some time to scrape that off real quick. Alright, now at this point I did begin feeding him some bloodworms. These are a really great source of nutrition for these fish. But if you are a beginner, you may be familiar with these pellets. And I do really try to avoid these pellets at all costs just because they're not really designed to be the most digestible thing for betta fish, but that's just my opinion. And here's just another video that I got of him. You can really see he's showing off those vibrant colors right there. Now, once again, just to show you a before and after, here's the video of when we first got him, and now you can compare that to what I have now. He has made such a drastic change only within probably less than 24 hours, which is super impressive, and I'm really glad to see it. And right here, I'm just feeding him some of those freeze-dried bloodworms again. You can see he got a really nice grab on that one. Now that's pretty much all I have today for my male alien betta fish. I will be sure to keep you updated on his journey, but if you guys have any ideas for any name suggestions, please feel free to comment them down below. I haven't really thought of one yet, but I thank you guys so much for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed watching his journey, and I will see you again in the next one.